Okay, we got nothing else. I actually really like this inventory management system. The quick bar at the bottom, you can... It's up and down and left and right to navigate between. Up and down is sub-menus, left and right are main menus. And it's actually one of the smartest quick menu systems I've ever seen before. It takes a little bit of fiddling to get through, but it's much better than opening up a giant inventory menu, you know? I should be able to sprint back to bed. Good night, Father. I realize it is morning, but that is okay. I'm just gonna sleep through the night because, yeah, there's no time limit, and trying to wander around when it's dark sucks. I think we just slept through like a day and a half, but you know what? That's okay. We probably just sit in bed angrily staring at the moon, just being like, go away! And then that's just generally the end of it. Okay. Let's see, so we got fish. Oh. That might be another choppable point if I want to go that way. Let's probably deal with my crops first. As I have... Corn ahoy. Oh, and I'm getting more corn seeds. I guess it's probably to safeguard in case, in case any of your crops die, because you haven't been watering them. Okay, so I've only got one tomato seed. But I have 2 corn. I'm probably going to go for 9 of each, and at some point, I'm sure we're going to get a bigger field. Let's see. But yeah, I guess my desire for freedom with these games is largely just comes from the fact that many of them are very handholdy. This one might not actually be as handholdy as I thought. Because we obviously have an objective, but they're not, like, stopping me from doing stuff. We'll see how it goes along. Let's see, is this worth a try? There's actually a demo available right now. Okay, so I need 2 wooden planks and a makeshift dowel to get her shack together. Let's see. Well, we can make the planks, but I can't make the dowel. I guess we should probably talk to her next. Hiya, Hackno. Shack you built with Logan looks so cozy. Would you help me with completing my shack as well? My arm still hurts, so Logan's helping me with the foundation. Check it out. Logan left me this blueprint for a special part. I don't really know what to do with it. Logan said you'd need some unusual components to craft it. You can grab them from those old storage boxes he found up on his plateau. I don't think that whoever left them here still has any use for them. So why not put them to better use than collecting dust? Dowels. But yeah, there's a demo available for this game, so if any of you guys want to give this a go yourselves, you are more than welcome to. I'm liking this, I think, actually more than I thought. When I first played the demo, I was very worried that it was going to be kind of just super linear. Hence what I was talking about and stuff. And I think it still is maybe a little bit too, like, linear hand-designed for my taste on the sandbox game. Because I think I've worked in kind of Dragon Quest Builders, just because there was so much variety and things that you could do. But I still, like, I'd still want to be able to build, like, palisade walls. You know, wells, farms, kind of wherever I want. Really just RimWorld junk. Oh, and I still can't cross that. Oh, there's the storage boxes. I hadn't seen them. I wish you could jump. It'd be nice if you could hop down small cliffs and stuff. But yeah, so like you could control where you place these shacks, where you place the fields. Maybe different areas where you place the fields have different growth rates. I just want to play RimWorld, but I'm only playing as one of the characters. I think that's the real answer here. Because I like me some RimWorld, but it'd be nice if I had, like, a little bit more direct control as, like, one character. And then everybody else just kind of gets tasks done automatically. Or, like, with light directions. Oh, I need to actually... Yeah. I need to actually make the dells. Because I think I just start snoozing with the top-down perspective after a certain point. And it would be lovely to have, like, a more focused perspective. Turbo Shack. I don't know where we put those dowels. They're probably for her special place inside. That sounded weird as shit, actually. Holy crap. Alright, anyway. Yay! It looks awesome. Thank you so much, Heckno. I can't wait to sleep in a real bed again. I'm sure I'll enjoy our time while it lasts, now that I have this shack. Oh, hey! Go see Logan. He seems to be ready with the foundation of Sven's shack. Let me guess. Sven's shack's over here? Nope. Sven's shack is... somewhere. I guess up here. I guess most people are going to be living up here. Let's see. If I looked at Autonauts yet? Yep, looked at it yesterday. It was good. I think it was probably one of the better sandbox things that I played in recent memory. My problem is it was just a little fiddly at the time. Whereas, like, Little Big Workshop was the least fiddly, and by and far, like, just the easiest to get into. It's just like, hey people, go make me chairs! And that was it. And it was beautiful and simple. Where the heck? Okay, can I check the map for where I'm supposed to go? Yeah. Oh, wait. Don't tell me we're building his shack on the beach. That's a stupid idea. Okay, well, first and foremost... let's see. I do wish you didn't have to... Oh, wait, no. I know why you have to switch them around. The reason why it's so picky, by the way, is because some recipes actually... Like, different configurations sometimes lead to different things. Anyway, tomato onion soup. No idea where we got the cookware for that, but that's okay. Oh. Potato and onion... Potato, tomato. Oh, it's actually bunion. And also corn? There we go. Roasted corn and onion. My parents like that. I'm not a big fan of onions. Okay, so we needed the tomato. Tomato and corn. Corn and potato mash. So it looks like most of these are all tier 2 recipes and give just about the same thing. Let's cancel that. Okay. I guess what I should probably do is this one. Because I can cook the corn on its own. Okay. And now I've got food for days. Oh, discovering does not actually create the dish. That's good to know. So something similar to the Fallout settlement stuff. Yeah, but actually deeper and good. Like, if they'd actually turned Fallout 76 into a proper sandbox, like, survival game, you actually that might have been closer, but they didn't. They made it a weird, dumb MMO. I'm not very big on how that turned out. Anyway. Heck no. Good to see that you finished Fiola's shack. We used up all the wood available here in our camp, though. We need more for the other shacks, so you'll have to explore the island. I'm sure you can find more of those trees somewhere in the hinterlands. The X I gave you should help you with progressing through those pesky thorn bushes. Oh, and don't forget to bring some food with you on such a venture. You'll want to refill your energy reserves when wandering and chopping about, eh? So what do I need? Planks and a metal brace. It games as a service money. Yep. Which is part of the reason why my channel is like 90% indie games and like, God, maybe 5% AAA? Like, I've been playing a stupid amount of Destiny lately, and I've actually been very satisfied with it. Because, like, that's kind of games as a service done relatively well, where they're just like, here's a shit ton of things to do. And, you know, here's microtransactions. They're there if you want them. And, you know what? Those microtransactions are actually kind of tempting. Fallout's like, here's a shit game. Here's limited content. Here's a cash shop where everything's stupidly expensive. And some of it's actually just, you know, necessary for gameplay. And I'm like, oh, God. Please don't do this. Because, yeah, I will gladly wail for a good games as a service game. But only a handful of them, and boy, when all of the AAA companies start trying to compete for that stuff, you end up with Ghost Recon... Is it Breakpoint? What's the new Ghost Recon that came out that's like utter horseshit about microtransactions? Because I was reading about that, and I was just like, God, I'm glad I didn't buy that on a whim. Yeah, it was Breakpoint. Because, like, I'm all for, like, small cosmetic DLC. They're like, buy this, like, skin that makes your gun pink and shoot lasers. It's like, okay, sure. I'll take that, no problem, without, like, complaints. But when it, like, actually comes at the cost of the game itself, nah, hard pass. I'll just play my indie games. Or wait until they're not, they don't care anymore, and then start cheating flagrantly, like, 2 years down the line. And buy the time savers, because we made it, so you need this. Yep. Like, chances are what'll probably happen is something close to, like, how Shadow of Mordor works, where they eventually just, like, get rid of all of the grind walls, because they want to actually be able to sell the game down the line. At least I certainly hope so. Am I out of food? Ugh. I really, really hope I get a bigger food backpack or something. Played 76 through most of the first year, and there was nothing necessary in the store. It was mostly outfits and settlement crap. Yeah, from what I've heard, they made it worse. I don't know. I think it's mostly just insulting that they have that as an option, period. More than anything else. Also, I still feel kind of insulted that they, you know, made a stupid Battle Royale game mode, as opposed to actually working on something else. Okay. So these trees... Okay, so the trees are marked. That's interesting. It just looked like there were a bunch of logs sitting on the ground. I'm like, did I miss something? But no, I didn't. Eventually we'll also be able to fish. That'll be later. Let's see. I can't carry any more food. I really hope I can carry more food in the future. Let's see, can't make tater tots? Nope. I'm actually surprised you can't just make a pure basic true blue baked potato. That's a weird thing. But I don't know. No matter what, like, games as a service is still gonna feel dirty. Even if it's for a game I, like, support and enjoy most of the time, it's just not worth it. I really wish I could pan the map around instead of, like, flipping through it like a UI thing. Because, yeah, the problem with stuff like games as a service is there's a very limited pool about of the number of people that, like, will play a game. And with an indie game like this, a number of people will potentially pick it up just because, like, yeah, I'll play it in my off time, like, at some point, wherever. You know, it seems charming enough to buy, maybe on sale, maybe not. But, like, I'm assuming most people will not casually say, like, yeah, I think I'm gonna play some Anthem, some Division 2, some Destiny 2, some... You know, just kind of this large number of weird games as a service, perpetual grindbox, Skinnerbox things. Like, I know some people were talking about how they played, like, League of Legends and Dota, or League of Legends and Hearthstone and Dota, or... I just can't imagine that sort of business model is super sustainable for people, or business model, Wait, do all the trees just respawn here? Holy crap. Okay. Let's just wander around for a bit. I'll chop some trees once I get stuck. Let's see. Carrot? Oh, you're right. Carrot. Let's see. Shovel? Shovel. Carrots, seeds. I should probably actually put my feet down. It's blocking part of the screen. I'm putting them up because my legs are stiff. Thank you. I didn't notice. But yeah, so these trees regrow on a daily basis. That's kind of fun. But I don't know. I'm glad at least a number of companies have kind of returned to kind of form with the single-player stuff. I don't think the industry could handle it if everybody went games as a service, or MOBA, or Battle Royale, or something like that. I think a lot of the smart studios realize that and, like, don't try and go, like, absolutely bananas. I just remember the MOBA craze, when everybody and their mother was making a MOBA, and, like, it straight up killed several of my favorite studios just right out. Like, I'm still salty about Gigantic dying. I'm salty about... what else was there? There was an Activision MOBA that looked really promising from a visual standpoint. I know nothing about gameplay or anything like that, but one of my favorite concept artists was working on that project, and he was pretty upset that he got booted out. I guess the previous craze was, like, World of Warcraft clones. I was really upset with, let's see. I was really upset with the people that made Kingdoms of Amalur, because they effectively made, like, an okay single-player, you know, action RPG that I actually rather loved. Like, that's one of the few games that I've covered that I'd actually maybe like to try again, just because. Just to redo it now that I'm more experienced. And, like, give it a better shake. But yeah, so they made, like... They absolutely wasted, like, half their budget, too. Like, they totally should have narrowed down the scope a little bit more. Because that game definitely was bloated. Like, way, way beyond where it should have been. It would have been better, like, being a short 15-hour action RPG with, like, really good combat and NPCs instead of this, like, giant open world with kind of not a whole lot to do in it apart from, like, kill things. And then Amalur was going to be an MMO, but they changed their mind halfway through. No, they didn't, oh shoot, what was it? Somebody did a retrospective on Kingdoms of Amalur talking about why it was such a mess up. I'm assuming it was Matt McMuscles, but it might have been somebody else. But yeah, originally they were going to make it an MMO, but they couldn't get it working, so they made it a single player. And then they were going to try again with an MMO, calling it Project Copernicus. And I know people on that dev team that worked on Copernicus, and, like, I'm going to be honest with you, like, the stuff they were doing from a visual standpoint, at the very least, looked amazing. But Kurt Schilling could not budget to save his life, and boy, feature creep killed that studio in a jiffy. He was trying to milk that tax money from Rhode Island. Yeah, he was. Like, if Kurt Schilling had got all the money together and more or less positioned himself as kind of the middleman investor magnet, and then, you know, brought on an experienced developer that made, like, good scope games, I think they actually would have had an absolute banger of a studio, because, like I said, I know people that worked on Amalur, that have, like, gone on to other projects, and, like, these are super talented people, and had it not been squandered and, like, stuck in development hell for so long, it might have actually been, like, one of the better games to come out of, you know, the 2000s. Or did it come out... It probably came out late 2000s, 2010s and teens? I don't know. I'm just gonna make corn. I've got so much spare corn, I might as well. And now he's running for Congress. Well... I mean, it's good to see that he hasn't fallen victim to the same thing that a lot of baseball or, like, ex-sports stars are, which is bankruptcy or prison. We are absolutely awful to our... we're absolutely awful to the people that, like, entertain us when it comes to, like... longevity? Longevity probably isn't the right word, but, like... let's see. How to describe it. Almost any person that gets famous when they're young, I'm gonna say, like, in their... as a child, as a teen, or as, like, a young adult, almost everyone... ends up, like, having serious mental problems, drug issues, money problems, or, like, kind of everything in between. It's kind of depressing. Like, I was, what was it? I guess I was watching a, like, sort of documentary on the Pauls. As in, like, Logan and Jake Paul. And it was talking about how they rose to super internet stardom. Why can I not water this stuff? I guess I'll just replant the onions, seeing as I just grew them. Okay, so I can get 3 onions down if I wanted to. Let's see. Do for real defending entertainers. We're awful to everyone. Those folks are awful with their money. Yeah, but, like, the problem is, effectively, we put them on this, like, super tall pedestal and doom them for it. Like, look at how many child stars that absolutely, like, crumble. It's an easy example. I want to say Amanda Bynes was bad. There was... God, there's way too... Maybe Amanda Bynes turned out alright. I forget. But there's too many, like, stars that get into an industry, get way rich, and then never learn how to cope. And so they end up just kind of chasing fame for the rest of their lives. Or they end up, like, you know, crashing and burning really hard. So it's not so much I'm defending entertainers. Like, I'm not going to say that, like... Oh, what's an example of an absolute shithead that used his fame for ill. I mean, there's too many that go down that one. See, Miley Cyrus is a good example. Yeah, Miley Cyrus is a weird one, mainly because she's got a famous father who, like, set her up for it. So, like, she probably would have not known going into it. Yeah, the Pauls are a weird case study, really. Yeah, because effectively, those guys already had kind of weird sociopathical tendencies even going into stuff. But the problem is, they learned, oh, hey, we can make a shit ton of money being awful people to everyone and everything. And that's no pass on them. It's just that, like, there was no one to say, holy shit, like, you're not going to turn out well at all. Yeah, Selena Gomez has been in and out of rehab 4 times now. Ugh. And so, like, I always hear about these famous people that, like, yeah, just, like, screw up their lives really hard. And I feel legitimately bad for them, because this is just going to be Wander talking about random garbage, the game, just because the actual gameplay is a little on the light side. I kind of like it, though, because it's, you know, this is one of the few games where I don't really have to, like, think or react to what I'm doing. I can just do. And it turns out alright. Okay, so we got all that handled. I guess let's go craft a couple of planks and then we'll get out of here. And so, yeah, I realize these people that are rich and famous have the supplies and the knowledge to actually... Well, we don't have the blueprint. Well, let's make the planks at the very least. They have the supplies, the money, and the support system to actually not fall prey to this, but almost all of them are put in a situation where they become a product of their environment. So, like I said with the Pauls, for example, these guys learned that by being awful to other people, including each other, their families, their loved ones, and whatnot, they could just have a more corn seed. Yeah, I do. I'm probably going to dig up some of the corn, because I don't think I'm going to get a bigger field for a while. I'd rather have even amounts of every crop than, like, a whole shit ton of corn. Though I guess I could use it for a bunch of cobs. I don't know. Let's see, could I get a link to that documentary later? Which one? The one on the Pauls, or game stuff? There's too many documentaries. If you bug me specifically when I'm not streaming, I can absolutely always answer. I'm pretty good at answering questions when I'm not streaming, most of the time. Let's see. But, what was it? What else was I reading and interacting with? I don't know if it was a documentary. This is something that was, going around when I still lived in Boston. And why I kind of brought this up in the beginning with the whole Kurt Schilling situation. There was a football star that was like I think it was an ex-Patriots member, but I could be wrong, you know, that had retired. And he was specifically trying to, reach out to current football stars. And get them to start planning for their futures. And talking about just how, like, horribly exploitative the football industry is to these players. Because they effectively chuck infinite money at them, but then also, like, teach them it's okay to blow $50,000 on a single meal with a bunch of people. And, you know, there's no responsible adult at the top saying, hey, by the way, you're only going to be a football star for 10 years tops. And, you know, some people can be LeBron James or Michael Jordan and say, like, yeah, let's see, talk to Sven. They can be LeBron James or Michael Jordan where they're, you know, top of the top and famous enough that they can live off of their name forever. But what about, like, the guy that's on the, I don't know, what's like a middle grade football team and a middle grade player on that? You know, he's still got a salary that, like, blows most of our salaries out of the water, but they only have that for a couple of years. Yeah, remember that. He got LeBron and a couple other megastars on board. Never heard how that went. I'm assuming it just nobody had interest, or maybe it exists. Yeah, the second string defense player on the bench makes 1 to 2 million a year. I mean, that's awesome, but like, if you're spending $50,000 on a night out, that 1 to 2 million a year doesn't last. And so like, you might be able to make extra with like, you might be able to make extra with, like product placement and advertising as you get older, but even then that only lasts for as long as your name is worth something, and then that goes down. Yeah, any Cleveland Browns player. Yeah, exactly. Well, no. I would say maybe the Cleveland Browns players actually have career planning beyond the Cleveland Browns because they are the Cleveland Browns. I can't do that. Yeah, sorry, no. Give me my $1 pot sticker dinner over $50,000 dinner any day. Yeah, exactly. Like, I had a freaking bowl of chili and some chips with cheese on it, and like, no matter how good that $50,000 meal is, I'd still go for the chili, because I'm gonna feel weird about all the other stuff. Also, Selena Gomez had kidney failure. Oof. Though kidney failure is probably as a result of other... I don't know. Anyway. Heck no. There you are. The foundation for Sven's shack is done. To complete it, you'll need another special component. Sven has a blueprint for it. Come back to me once you've crafted it. We'll have to talk about a small problem. Like, I don't know, erosion or high tide?